Wait for me.
Heard you today, that isn't my name, you were fast asleep.
It's out to sea. What happens out to sea stays out to sea, right?
Get what he did, can I be the kid for your soul to keep?
Come on, let's go.
Some of us
I love that though.
You throw it in your pocket? No, I didn't.
some of us smoke, some of us lie, but it's all just the way that we cope with our lives.
Yes, sir. 3, 4.
Of course, everything's kind of clouded in a cloak of secrecy on the ship. We don't really know exactly what we're doing.
There's things you can say, and there's things that we just can't say.
And that's really all I can say about that. I keep that one on the wraps. That's right, super secrets.
We're on a need-to-know basis, and most of the time we don't need to know.
From what I heard, there was a small amount of fuel released in the water supply, and people said they could taste it. I didn't taste it.
If I tell you, yo, this is a secret, man. I had sex with 500 women, all right? It's a secret. Don't tell nobody. You'll bring it up on the camera. You'll drop it. So what about the 500 women you said you had sex with? Huh? No.
Stand by for a word from the commanding officer.
Good evening, Ticket Stairway 11. Okay, most importantly today, we're back in the flying business. We'll be flying every day from now until we pull into Hong Kong. Okay, want to do a shout out for V4. We took on 2.4 million gallons of JP5 this morning from the bridge. I talked to the Admiral. He said that's more gas than he took the whole time he had his DDG. So we did it in one day. That's pretty good. Tomorrow, it can be just like Sunday in Mississippi. You know, you can get up, you can go to church, you can eat some chicken, and then later on we're going to shoot some guns. Enjoy it.
The aircraft carrier is an incredible piece of power projection. As we joke, it's 4.5 acres of sovereign U.S. territory that can park itself anywhere in the world. It is a huge tool for the president. It will always cause someone doubt if they're going to do something, because we're dead serious about what we do.
I'm proud to launch off the carrier, fly overhead, and support the soldiers on the ground. It's a special point of pride for any aviator, any tactical aviator. When you hear the sound of relief from that 19-year-old guy on the ground's voice telling you that you're helping him out, that's probably the best feeling you could possibly get flying around in a jet.
I'm sure that there's people on the ship that don't support the war itself, but that are here doing their jobs, supporting their country.
I think a lot of times that people on board feel like there's kind of competitiveness about what rate you are and what job you have, and oh, my job's more important than yours. But everyone makes this boat as good as it is.
Right 15 degrees rudder, navigation.
My job on the ship is to safely navigate the ship. I'm in navigation.
I'm a troubleshooter. Basically, I look over the jet one last time before it goes flying.
I work in the ATO office, and I get to see who's checking in, who's checking out.
I'm an ABE. I work in the arresting gear. My job's very male-dominant.
I'm an AC-1, E6. That's an air traffic controller, first class, petty officer in the Navy.
I'm a PH, which means I'm a photographer's mate.
Intel photography.
I work in the public affairs office.
Documenting shipboard life.
Ceremonies.
Crime scenes.
I'm a Master at Arms chief. A Master at Arms is military police, maintaining good order and discipline.
I'm boatswain third class in the United States Navy aboard the Nimitz, responsible for anchoring ship.
Hook a little trick right past the sleeve, because the truth just can't be told. Looking for the passport that you need to stop the truth from breaking your soul.
My name is Philip Mager with 1 L.
A lot of laundry today. A lot.
I'm an aviation bosun's mate equipment handler. I work on the catapult and the arresting gear. Although it's sad to say I haven't really worked in my rate at all. Ever since they found out I have ADHD, I've been in the berthing crew just cleaning up everybody's crap. I was 17 when one of my friends, he was joining the Navy, so we went to the recruiting office, and then like a week and a half later I was in boot camp. And I regret kind of dropping out of high school to join the military, but I got my GED like pretty much as soon as I got in. I don't know my real father at all. And he left when I was about a year old. And then when I turned 16, my mom moved in with her boyfriend, but he got killed. Him and my mom got in a fight, and then he tried to go back to his old girlfriend, and the guy that she was with then, like, slit his throat. Me and a couple other guys in the berthing crew, we have our own little underground laundry service thing going on. Number 16. 16? All right. Where people ask us to do laundry, we do it for them, and they might accidentally drop some money on the floor, and I might accidentally bend over and pick it up and accidentally put it in my pocket.
Phil washes my civilian clothes, my boxer shorts, my white undershirts and socks. That's about it. And I asked him, I said, listen, I'll give you 20 bucks if you do my laundry. It's not that big of a bag if you separate my whites from my darks. And, oh, okay, that's fine. I'll go ahead and I'll do that. And I get my stuff back, and my shirts are colored like blue. But, you know, even though I'm having a tough time with Phil right now, we get along pretty well. Have you ever wondered what it's like to follow a piece of trash around the ship and see where it eventually ends up? I guess you could say film for me is like somewhat of a creative outlet. I come out with a new video about every 4 months. I used to work the camera a lot myself, but people always tell me you look better in front of the camera, you know. So I was kind of on the lookout for someone to be my cameraman. And since I knew Phil, I figured, you know what the hell, I'll give him, you know, I'd let him shoot me, you know, and he did it, and he, I think he's filmed 2 videos for me so far with me in front of the camera.
You're good.
All right. Here we are in the trash room of the ship. I don't know what goes on in here. You tell me what goes on in here?
All the trash that goes through the boat gets processed back here. It's pretty much a real dirty job.
You guys separate plastics from paper that jumped over the side, right?
Plastic, paper, metal, and dunnage.
And what is dunnage exactly?
It's like eggshells, chicken bones, all the stuff that can't be processed like the other thing.
Okay, great. And do you like what you're doing now, or you want to get out? Probably.
I'd like to get out.
I know I do.
We have a chute that goes out to the water right here. We take these dunnage bags full of metal and metal, just throw it right out there like that. Let's take this wood, just throw it out piece by piece, and make sure we're not dropping any plastic out there.
The Navy always has been a very good steward of our environment. And you'll find that when compared to the civilian cruise liner industry, we are far more environmentally friendly than those types of ships.
We don't dump anything that's like will contaminate the water or anything. Everything we dump is like regular like pans or food that we don't eat.
I don't know who works in reactor.
Guys in the reactor.
Now they work with the reactors, and that's about it.
I would believe they're the guys running the ship.
They're hidden. They're somewhere here. Service.
This is Washington Central Control. This is a drill. This is a drill.
The trench coat people, the weird ones.
They're smart people. Very, very smart people work in that department. The amount of knowledge those guys have to have is just incredible.
Secure pumping all JP5, electrical division, man all, general power, load centers. This is the drill.
We have 2 big reactors on the ship, that's all we know. Right, 2? Sure.
The difference between a non-nuclear aircraft carrier and a nuclear aircraft carrier is mostly below the waterline. Our catapults are the same, our arresting gear is the same, most of our radars are the same, our weapon systems are the same. What's different is to provide the steam that drives the main engines, that drive the shafts, that push the ship through the water, the steam that drives the turbine generators that make the electrical power, and even eventually provide steam to the hot water heater you use for your shower. What creates that steam is the depletion of uranium fuel.
Yeah, overall's in progress. Get the gas-free done. Then we can relax SCBAs.
I'm Commander Mark Montgomery. I'm the reactor officer on the USS Nimitz.
They've got the desmoking, got the gas-free engineer going here.
I'm the 3rd or 4th senior guy on the ship. I went to the University of Pennsylvania. I have a bachelor's in history and a master's in political science there. And then I went to Oxford and got a master's in history. And then the Navy said, we're going to train you to be an engineer.
De-smoking is complete in number 2 main machinery room.
I know that we operate these ships safely. I live 700 yards from this ship. My 2 kids, my wife. So obviously I don't have any concerns. I know that we've convinced both the Nuclear Regulatory Commission and its predecessors that we know how to operate this ship safely.
No, you want me to bring how many bags of popcorn? What else? My name's Christian Garzone. I'm 23 years old, born Anno Domini 1982. All right, listen, I'll run some stuff down, and you want a cup of fresh coffee too? January 17th. January's named after the Roman god of the beginning, Janus. Extra cream and sugar. Okay, no problem, sir. My job on this ship is to keep the coffee warm in the office. I keep the jokes going.
Who was it? Who asked for
Lieutenant
that?
Commander Bean.
You're lying.
I swear to God, Lieutenant Commander Bean.
Oh my God.
My humor in the Navy so far has got me through things because there's a lot of things that happen that, don't happen in the normal world. It's the military. Medical emergency. It's just very odd. People telling you what socks to wear, how to get your hair cut, underground prostitution rings, stuff like that. Should I not have said that? Let's talk about relationships in the office. Hey, could you show us? What do you do with Prolly?
Gently down your street. I gotta roll my boat gently down your street.
The dating scene. The dating scene is interesting. It's just inevitable.
Okay. There's 7 hot dogs for every 1 bun. 7 hot dogs for every 1 bun.
Oh, you're not supposed to be on the boat. Nope. Not a good thing.
You see those couples late at night, like I work from 7 to sometimes 2 in the morning, and I go through the red lights, and like I said, I see that red light special going on. Some people are gazing into each other's eyes or arguing. It's like, please, don't make it so out there.
What's up, baby? You all right? Y'all having a problem? All right, just relax.
Every day they argue. Every day.
Y'all discussing this They always argue. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Man, you on the boat.
After you. We discourage interpersonal relationships between crew members. And the rationale for that is that we are in a very confined, small city at sea, and we're all out here together for 6 months. Very often, those interpersonal relationships go south, and people have spats, break up, but you can't get away from it.
It goes wrong, you're most likely going to see them every day. It's really hard. You can't stop it. We put out the policy and education maybe to try to prevent it.
I'm A01 Patrick. I'm the G1 Flight Deck LPO. I'm in charge of 30 personnel. We're responsible for issue and receipt of the flight deck ordinance. Alverson!
I'm not sure how I see a war on terror. Just that people are harming us.
Yeah, move that tow bar back over there where the rest of them are.
And that's our job, to protect where we live. So we drop bombs on terrorists. I'm from Winder, Georgia. It's a small town outside of Athens. I left home when I was 16. My father was an alcoholic, and he took out everything on me, so I was trying to get away from that environment. The Navy got me away from a lot of trouble I probably would have gotten into, because it is a second family. You develop a closeness with everyone you work with. You develop friendships and people you can rely on. But when you mix genders on board a carrier and you go away for so long, people will talk and get interested, and you can't stop it.
See you soon. Good to see you.
There's 5,000 people with probably 800 to 1,200 females, so everybody talks or flirts. And the reason it's discouraged and prohibited is it would turn into like the Love Boat or something.
If any of you thought that this would be the perfect place to come find your first wife or your husband, don't do it. Walking around holding hands in a hangar bay, this isn't a cruise ship, okay? We frown on that. UCMJ will take you to mass for it. Don't do it.
I don't know, they're just trying to get in your personal business and run your life, and there's just some things that the military can't run.
C-SPON Worsley called in the office, me, Ward, Arndt, and Pierpoint
because we all have relationships on the boat. And he went in there telling us that we were all getting counseling tips because it's becoming to be a problem in the workplace that we're starting to with dereliction of duty. Yeah. And we had to do 300-word essays by tomorrow, or we'd have trash detail. But we already have trash detail anyway, most of us. Natalie got a boyfriend on board, so does Katrina.
300-word essays.
All CS girls were all dating Justins.
I know we're not supposed to have relationships with anybody on this boat, but 5,000 so odd people, there's going to be relationships going on. Give me a break.
Me and Justin are engaged in the military.
Because, like, everyone does that.
I met Justin my sophomore year at high school.
I was really unsure of myself.
I didn't think he liked me very much as a person, because I'd go talk to him between classes and he'd kind of hide and walk away real fast.
I was wondering, like, do I have a chance with her?
And just one day he kissed me and that was it. When I go see him in the fly hole, like, we'll hold hands or something, but we're not up there sucking face. We act appropriate. We're not touchy-feely.
You could tell that we're a couple. It's just we try to keep it on the DL.
Oh, he's got his girlfriend on the damn boat with him. How'd that happen?
He got the ship. I just put it on my dream sheet.
I
put USS Nimitz, yeah, because I was in the A school when he got here, and I just put USS Nimitz.
It's not fair.
He's gonna give you a kiss.
Wait.
There are many couples that have been on the boat for a long time standing, and our chain of command has don't ask, don't tell policy. But I see a lot of people in the same shops or in the same department stating just because they are around each other so much and they become really good friends and they really get to know each other, and you can't stop feelings like that from happening.
You work here? Okay, let's ask Dick Cheney over here. You got the vice president on garbage watch. How's it going, sir? Are you still taking trash?
Yes. We got plastic in this one.
Where?
The CD.
I thought the CD was Dunnage.
It should be Dunnage, but it's plastic. They are just like a married couple. Look how easy it is to take it out. Yes, lots of love, then a lot of fighting, and then some more love. But whatever.
Because Phil and I certainly aren't, we aren't, you know, funny or anything. We're not lighting our loafers, if that's, no. Nothing like that. Why, have you heard something?
He's a good neighbor. He's real quiet. I think he works hard during the day, and when he gets home, he sleeps.
Boom.
There's some wild parties over there sometimes, but I don't ever ask, you know. Don't ask, don't tell.
Okay?
Don't ask, don't tell policy is just like it's stated. Don't ask, don't tell.
People are not allowed to ask me, and I'm not allowed to tell them.
It's all about being in a free country. That sounds gay.
Oh, gay.
Sounds so gay.
This shit is gay.
There's so many times that you hear, you know, like, dude, that's so gay, you know, coming from somebody. And they don't realize that a lot of people that you work with are. And a lot of people that you work with are good at their job.
It's established, what are you wearing on your finger? It is. See, the guys, they're gay. Their triangle is pink. But yours is rainbow because you're a lesbian.
There's a ton of gays and lesbians on this boat, but I don't know, it's their business and however they want to deal with it. They're all really nice. I don't know. They're all my friends. They're nice people.
My name is Brian Downey. I grew up on a reservation, the Navajo Nation reservation, and on the ship I'm a quartermaster. Being a person like myself, not just being Native American, not just being as young as I am, just the fact that, you know, being who I am in the military, it's a little bit more difficult than most people would imagine. I joined the military to serve my country, and in turn, I knew I'd be sacrificing some freedoms, especially me being open about who I am. Kind of a difficult thing to do, but I had to sacrifice that. You know, kind of like putting up a wall. Like, I can only do so much, I can only say so much. It's like, yeah, I'm not really all that free.
there are some guys that are homophobic, and if they ever found out that they were stuck on the boat with a guy that was gay, there'd be some big problems. But it doesn't bother me. It's just like, do your own thing, whatever. It doesn't really bother me at all.
I got a baby on the way.
Ah, congratulations, man.
Thanks.
You know if it's a boy or girl yet?
It's a girl. I know, right?
I'm sorry, dude. Boys are much easier.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
I'm Airman Christopher Altus, E03 in the Navy. I'm 21 years old.
I was hoping it was be a boy. I think I'd be better off having a little boy. God, a little girl though. I mean, so I've been
fun with her.
I've been running buck wild for the last 5 years.
Well, you can still have fun with your daughter though. You just raise her like a little boy.
Boy.
Hell yeah.
I feel like I should be like 27 or 28 right now, you know?
2 years, I've already been around the world and I got a kid on the way. It's like, what the hell happened?
Like I was forced to grow up so fast, you know? You know, I did it to myself. 'Cause I feel like most of my teenage years were just ripped from me.
They don't give you diapers? No, they don't give you
I was pretty good at using protection most of the time, but, you know, everyone always goes through those times where it's just not available and, you know, shit happens and you try and say, oh, we'll be all right, we'll get away with it this time, and you don't. And it's that one time, that's all it takes. And I learned it the hard way.
He don't stay out anymore. No more coming in past 4. Most nights he turns in round 10. He's way too tired to pretend. You might find him up at 3, but if he is, it's just a peek.
My name is Lieutenant Commander Kevin McLaughlin. I fly the F-18 Charlie on board the USS Nimitz. This is the first deployment that I've had as a parent, and it is a whole different ballgame.
Man's a machine, what can he do?
It was a brutal farewell.
Keep going, though he's missing you. Keep right on going, missing you.
My first cruise I did, I was raging single, traveled the world, had an absolute blast. My second cruise, I just started dating my wife, but it was still pretty fun. It was not the wild, crazy, light your hair on fire sort of thing. There was a little bit more to think about.
I have to select from the artistic skill of Declan. Probably take this one and that.
The wives do a calendar, and each wife is responsible for producing a square. The skipper actually has them all, and then one of the most exciting moments of the whole month, the skipper will actually bring out the calendar, and the whole entire squadron is gathered on the calendar looking for pictures of his family or her family. And then, you know, kind of sits there and stares at it, gets sad and walks away. I think my wife is able to sustain this cruise because of the fact that she is a very independent person. I knew that this life requires an enormous level of independence, fortunately so. And dependent wives, dependent spouses have a difficult time. Jen was very successful in the business world. She's an incredible mother. The friction that exists is, I think a lot of times Jen looks at me as the Navy. Those lines get very blurred because I gotta go. I don't want to go, but what choice do I have? I mean, I'm very glad to do it, but from a personal and familial standpoint, it's difficult.
Good evening, Nimitz and Air Wing 11. CAG and I are here to take one more shot at getting all the rest of the information out before we pull into Hong Kong. We're about 180 miles from Hong Kong now, and we're scheduled to be there dropping the hook at about 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. I think it's going to be a great 4-day port visit.
And I think there are a lot of folks counting on us at many levels of our government to go in there and be great personal ambassadors.
So we want to make sure that our behavior and our demeanor in Hong Kong and in subsequent ports reflects positively on the Navy and the nation. And if we do that, we'll be able to have a lot of fun wherever we go.
They're gonna go see the Buddhist temple like the first day, and then something about the second day doing what they do or whatever, and then the third day we're gonna go out and get a drink. I was like, screw y'all, man. The first day we pull in, I'm gonna give you a drink, because it's been a while.
Let me ask you this question. Before you came in Navy, you're in high school or college, whatever, and you broke up with a girl and it was a bad breakup. She keyed your car, threw bottles at your window, right? I mean, they get pissed off, and we do too, right? You get those psycho girls. So, do you think that's going to happen on board? Yeah. What does that take away?
Interferes with the good order and discipline of the Navy.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, absolutely. One of my collateral duties is I'm the coordinator for women and men at sea. And we just make sure they're aware of what's out there as far as birth control and STDs, relationships with mixed gender on board, and professionalism. So going out to the clubs and partying with females you don't know, all the guys, the peer pressure, I know how it is. And everybody's drunk, and you just have sex with somebody you don't know. Next day, she says you raped her. It's a scenario. I mean, it happens. I got involved with the Women and Men at Sea program in the beginning because I'm a psychology major, and I was interested in talking with young sailors and whatever. I like coaching. I don't have any kids, so maybe a fatherly feature, just, you know, helping out. So be careful. Make good decisions. Don't get in trouble. Anybody got any questions? Comments? Concerns? That's all I have, all right? Let's get the chairs fixed.
Aviation Ordnance First Class Petty Officer Bob Patrick. He just got the potential of being a great officer and a great leader. Always willing to lend a helping hand, to train, to mentor. His goal is to be a commander. His goal is to be a gun boss. He can attain it. He just got to stay focused. He was selected for Senior Sailor of the Quarter for Weapons Department. He was then put up for Senior Sailor of the Quarter for USS Nimitz. He won. Then he was put up for Senior Sailor of the Quarter of Carrier Strike Group 11. He took that one as well. First aviation ordnanceman to do that on board here in the entire time frame I've been on board.
Petty Officer Patrick's professionalism, initiative, and loyal devotion and duty reflected credit upon himself and were in keeping with the highest traditions of the United States Naval Service. Signed, Peter H. Daly, Rear Admiral, United States Navy, Commander, Carrier Strike Group 11.
Hey, Patrick, congratulations.
Thank you.
See, I got a pack for Hong Kong. These are my undies. Boxers. No briefs. Jen decided to come over, you know, for the obvious reason that we want to see each other. And it helps to break down the cruise. As predicted, way too much stuff. 1, 2, 3, one night. Too much about one. All right. You know, I'm extremely excited Jen's coming. I wish Declan could come too. You know, certainly to kind of get us all together. But sometime it's better than no time.
You know, the thing about Hong Kong, it's one of those exotic places, you know, it's almost mystical, and it really is the, you know, the join the Navy, see the world kind of place. And you get into the Navy to go to places like this and meet these folks. They're excited about us being there, so let's go in and have a great time.
Okay, good afternoon. I'm Admiral Pete Daly, Commander Carrier Strike Group 11. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm ready to take your questions.
Do you carry nuclear arms at any times?
It's not the policy of the United States to carry nuclear weapons aboard attack submarines, our surface combatants, and our tactical aircraft. That said, we don't discuss in a particular case the presence or absence of those weapons on any particular ship, aircraft, or submarine.
Hey, PN3, go down below and put a shirt on. Go get a shirt on. What is this? Hey, shipmate, go change clothes. Go change clothes.
Short and shorts?
Yes.
Pulling into port after being out to sea for a month is like a kid in a candy store, actually.
What's going on? We got 2 damn lines here.
Riding your first roller coaster.
End of the line.
I'm already signed out.
This line is going to be kept clear. You get at the end of the line. I'll let you go when it's time for you to go. You understand?
It's exciting.
Okay, so what's wrong with the shirt?
The one I'm wearing right now?
Yeah, can I see skin?
Arms. I'll go change.
For one, most of us have never been on a cruise before. Most of us, this is our first cruise. And then when we finally get off the ship, most of us, not going to say all of us, but most of us go straight to the bar. It's the place to be.
We bag them and tag them. Bag them and tag them. We're in another country, and we're in somebody's backyard. We're in somebody's house. It's kind of like if I'm coming over to your house and I'm going to visit. I mean, you don't want me just coming through the front door, you know, getting drunk, laying out in the living room, you know, and then I get up when I want to, throw up, move around the house. I mean, we need to conduct ourselves like our taxpayers are paying us to do.
I don't want the slow boat to China, I want the fast boat to China.
The mission here in the next couple of days is to make sure we put ordnance on target, and the ordnance that we put on target is good sailors and good Marine, and the target is Hong Kong.
And we're off, boys. That's the best view of the carrier right there. Leaving it.
She is gray tank top, arm on her hip right there. Just turn to the right.
Oh
my God.
Very fancy.
What? No.
Gonna be dad. Again? Oh my.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm pregnant. That's awesome. Better looking than you. Yeah, well.
Did he know? No, he had no idea. That's why I came over here to tell him. Did you really? Yeah, that's why I just decided in the last week to come over because it was a total shocker for me.
Shit, where are we now?
Here's Calvin. What line are we on right now?
What's this?
Almost every squadron has some sort of outfit when they go out as a group in civilian attire that they'll put on. Bowling shirts, t-shirts, Hawaiian shirts.
It doesn't exist. We're 7.
So we decided to go out and try and find some red leisure suits.
We got 21 guys that are gonna get the same kind of deal. We're looking for like the big collars, jacket, and pants. 21 of them.
21 suit? Yes.
No, I'm not kidding.
21 suit?
21 suits.
We're not kidding. All exactly the same.
21 suits. 21 suits.
Whoa, where'd you get the beer? They had down on the counter, so I grabbed one. Do they have polyester here anymore?
I give you 120.
120?
But
That's pushing it. 1750. So that's what we're hoping. I think that's reasonable.
You know, the price
We'll go up.
really, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I am worried about it because I don't want
Oh, it's another. Listen, right here. We're all aviation ordnance men. We sleep together. We're all in the same room.
brothers, dude.
They're from all over the place. I mean, I have no idea. I mean, they're people you get to really know over 6 months through the most stressful time of anybody's life, man. This it.
That's what I said. I said you better go for about an hour.
I mean, what the fuck are we without ordnance men? What are we? What are the jets taking off the flight deck every day for? What are they doing? They're not going to fucking
blow shit up.
Fly. They're going to blow shit up. They're trying to piece through power, piece through strength, you know? For the record, the military is the only thing I have in this life, and I will do what I'm told when I'm told.
No, you won't.
No, I will.
He's down there drinking.
I got a kid on the way. I'm staying in. I'm staying in, no matter how much, no matter. All right, guys. I'll see you back on the boat.
Patrick! Here.
I'm on restriction now. That's what the badge is for. Was at the pier in Hong Kong, getting ready to come back to the boat. To make it short and blunt, I had sex with an airman.
He's in E6 and I'm in E3, and we disappeared, and when we showed back up, everybody was wondering where we went, what we were doing.
I looked back behind me and Medina was like covered in like grass and dirt and everything. I'm like, wow. I turn around, I'm like, yo, Medina, what happened? Her eyes are watery, she's tearing up. She's just like, turn around.
Relax, man, relax.
I wasn't really friends with the girl, and we didn't have a relationship prior to this happening. It was one of those things where we're both in the wrong place at the wrong time, and shit happened.
We're riding on the ferry back to the boat, and I see Flores and Medina, just sitting there, and Medina's crying hysterically. She can't stop, and Flores is just trying to comfort her.
All I'll say is something happened that really shouldn't have happened.
When she started crying and she talked to her friend, and her friend said, what happened? And she told her friend, what you think happened?
They didn't do medical check on me because I was so dead certain that he did not rape me. I was very, very just insistent that he did not rape me. They asked me, and I was like, no, he did not rape me. I told them no because I wasn't sure. And I'm still not sure to this day. But I couldn't let a man go down for rape if he didn't do it.
I wasn't drunk, but I was definitely influenced by alcohol. If I had not have been drinking, I could have made a better decision or not put myself in that situation. Alcohol is ugly, and I never realized it until it gets the best of you. And you do make bad decisions and do things you wouldn't normally do.
How we doing, Chief? Good? How's that?
I used to think he was an awesome guy. I really did. I looked up to him. I wanted to be in his place someday, LPO of a division, but not now.
He was on savvy duty that night. You gonna do this stuff on savvy duty?
I was a savvy duty for our sexual assault victims intervention.
Savvy is when you have to go talk to somebody that was, sexual, assaulted. You are that person advocate. You're talking to them about, you comforting that person.
We went to Captain's Mast. I stood up and said, no, he did not rape me. And
the girl I was with said, it was consensual. She told the whole story.
In this case, the accusation was one of consensual sex, and the finding was guilty for both parties. Had the accusation been sexual assault or rape, the process and the outcome would have been much different. It would have probably been handled at court-martial instead of Captain's Mast or non-judicial punishment. The senior member now won't be eligible for promotion for 5 years, and most likely his long-term viability for promotion is done.
Ready, two. Up.
At first, I did feel like I had done something wrong, that it was, you know, my fault. And it was, in part, because I shouldn't have been drunk. But I also know that if I hadn't stepped up and said, if I hadn't stepped up and set things straight, I could have ruined a man's career. But it made me feel better knowing that I didn't do that.
I haven't talked to her since, and I've seen her around a few times, but I'm not prohibited from talking to her. I just didn't have the concern.
Medina!
News on this boat spreads real quick, so everybody knew what had happened and what we were on restriction for, and I just wanted to hang my head in shame and cry every time I mustered and saw this man on restriction with me.
Patrick!
Here. I told him afterwards that I was very, very, very disappointed in him as a leader. I was very, very disappointed in him as a person, and I told him I was very disappointed in him, you know, all around. He need to understand that they don't have a future in the Navy.
I did make a choice. I admit that. But there's also this point where you can drink and drink and drink. That's where I messed up. But everybody knows that when you're drinking, there comes a point that everything, your conscience, everything that you freaking usually worry about goes away. Just doesn't exist. And you start to forget stuff, and you know, when you're away from home, you're looking for somebody. It's just kind of like it's human nature. You want to be comforted, you know, and shit happens.
For me, it was just a big embarrassment, because one day I'm the senior sailor of the quarter for the battle group, and everyone knows my name, and I'm friends with everybody. But then when you mess up and get in trouble, you're just somebody else.
First, let me say that what I'm telling the crew needs to stay for a couple of days within the crew, okay? We don't want this getting out on the email or going home on the phone or doing any of that kind of stuff until it breaks in the news. I don't want the story breaking from here. But we are going to get underway today, and we're going to turn left and go north instead of turning right and going south. We're going to go up to the Korean area of operations.
We got to Hong Kong, all kinds of rumors about stuff going on. You know, we are the ultimate diplomatic tool for the president, because we can go anywhere at really any time. And so, pulling out of Hong Kong, we came out and we turned left towards North Korea.
Next time on Carrier.
We're entering an area that's frankly full of terrorists. People are dedicated to killing you, and they're willing to die to do that.
I'm getting kicked out of the Navy for racism. I have 2 accounts against black guys. That's the way I was raised, man. Whenever I get drunk, you guys tell me,
right now
and I'll be all right. You're drunk, Alan.
Basically, I went from launching a jet to swabbing a deck.
I love deployments. They give you the opportunity to see places and see things that you probably will never see in your entire life.
We're part of the Guam separatist movement.
You better run for your life, boy.